I haven't got any good history with this. But obviously this car did make me famous for getting it wrong.
Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. I have got something pretty exciting in store for today. I've been reading your comments. I put a video up recently that I think a lot of you liked very much, and it was about these. So, I'm going to bring to you today more detail on the other one, the black one, so stay tuned. You might have seen this car in the background in some shots recently. You will see now that it's under a dust sheet, which has been here for probably over a year now and hasn't been back together complete since 2018, which is 7 years ago. It's definitely time to get it sorted out. Before I pull this sheet off and show you, and actually the crazy thing about this is before I pull the sheet off and show myself, because this car's been sat here so long that I don't even remember where we got to getting this put back together. So before I pull the sheet off the car, it has got some serious history that I think you need to know about. I've had the car for about 15 years now, but before that even, it was a very famous Hillclimb car in Germany. It started life as a complete custom built race car. It is genuine Ford Motorsport, genuine RS200, but it came as brand new parts built into a complete custom Hillclimb car. So it was never a road car, never a rally car, never anything. It was a Hillclimb car from birth. We bought it as a Hillclimb car, and then obviously had some big moments in it over the period. Pikes Peak Hillclimb in 2012 and 2013 with my dad at the wheel. And then I drove it at Goodwood 2016, 2017 and 2018. Okay, so the reason now is a good time because we're only a couple of months away from one of the biggest events of the year, Goodwood Festival of Speed. The last time I drove this car was at Goodwood Festival of Speed in 2018 when I crashed it.
He got an X Games gold medal in Los Angeles back in 2011. If anybody's committed on and he's had a moment, the rear bodywork has come off, he lost his downforce, and that's put him into the bales.
What better reason to get it back together to drive it again? So, stay tuned for the resurrection of the RS200 and the road to Goodwood.
The machine is running, mate. Lost another £3.
Hi there.
Yes.
Time for the big reveal. One car, one dust sheet, one big surprise for all of us. I've recruited some help, Ben and Dad. Dad's probably going to give me some stories. Right, so, dust sheet's going to be revealed. This is going to be the very first time that I see the state we left the car in. And it won't be like this for much longer, which is the good news, but there might be some bad news we're going to find out. Right, ready, steady. Right, so there's the dust sheet off. Let's get it out, and then we can go through. But while we're getting out, we want to hear from Pat. Should we do a most memorable moment, best and worst? Sorry.
I've got the shakes. I was told I never had to see this car again.
Let's just got to quickly put it back together.
It wasn't like this at the practice run, was it? No. When we tried this 5 minutes ago, it all came off, and we had some words, we practiced, we were the same.
Very funny. There is no practice run, obviously. But I actually don't know if you want to see what I'm doing, but I've actually got this dialed now. Putting in the steering column rose joint, which is going to be not here long term. Oh, you beauty! Steering. Oh no, but there's a steering wheel on it. Have we got another steering wheel? It's got the same adapter on it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
What? Aston.
Was this one not 10?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I know it's straight.
Let's go. Is that wheel turning?
Yeah, it's good.
Lovely. Was that pretty good? Yeah? What's your least favourite moment about this car?
The least favourite, there isn't a favourite really, because I haven't got any good history with this. But obviously this car did make me famous for getting it wrong. But I'm still here to tell the story, and the story is that I had to fill in for Liam one year because he couldn't do it because he had a race in the World Championship in Rallycross, and dear old dad came along and filled his space.
What a guy.
And I was forced to take her up. Went up there, we practiced, and we had to get used to altitude, and we went up there, but we got it running fine. I duly did the business and went off the edge. We didn't realise at the time, but the differentials weren't set properly and the centre diff was broken. Why you'd ever go to Pikes with a broken centre diff, I don't know, but that's another story. As soon as you hit the throttle, anything over about 1 bar of boost, it decided the centre diff didn't want to work, so it'd go into two-wheel drive.
Bear in mind, this was all the first year. This is 2012.
That was it.
Guess what? He went back again.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't there at either of these occasions because, like you said, I had to go do other things. The same thing happened in 2013. And in his defence, I didn't drive the car until after both of those situations. And then when I eventually drove it, I was extremely surprised that it got as far as it did, because it was an absolute death trap. At the second attempt, did get to the top in a time of 10 minutes and 20 seconds?
15, yeah, with no brakes, by the way.
10 minutes and 15 seconds with no brakes, so it was actually a very good feat. 10 minutes is considered a very good time, so it was well within that bracket. So yeah, it'd be great to go back and beat that, but I think it was an accomplishment in itself.
I think the car's a 9 minute car.
With him driving, we got 7 minutes.
I think 9 minutes.
They were so focused on trying to get to the top of the mountain, they didn't quite realise that the car wasn't working. We went back to basics afterwards and changed a lot of the stuff in the car, and since then it became far easier to drive. I just don't know if he's ever going to believe me and ever would want to drive it ever again.
No one ever believed me that the car wasn't working. I thought it was because I was a bad driver.
In fairness, I did, and I was obviously on the phone or whatever.
Talent halfway up.
You crashed again? What are you doing? Like, come on! I had Monster sponsorship to sponsor the event as well. Obviously, I couldn't go, so he was covered in Monster Energy, the suit, the everything. I'm like, what are you doing? You just keep driving off the edge. So at the time, I was giving him stick because of it. But in fairness, I had to eat my words afterwards, because when I drove it, I was actually very surprised.
I've driven the car since it's been put right, and it's just somebody else now. You know, obviously it proved itself doing the times it's done up Goodwood Hill. You know, it should have broken the record up there at one time. Yeah, now it's set, and of course I'm probably too old and too slow and everything else to do it. But you never know. Something might happen to him the week before the event, like someone's, I don't know, suffocated him or something. Or strangled him. I don't know, because there's a lot of people that may want to do that, and then Pat's got to drive. You never know. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
You never know, stay tuned. Can we also add that Pikes Peak probably isn't on the cards for me very soon, because my mother has told me that she will disown me if I take this car to Pikes Peak. She will never talk to me again, even if I don't die. So it's going to be a tough one, but guess what? We're going to try go anyway. Sorry,
His wife's saying, please go and do it, so that might change something.
Yeah. Mum's saying don't go, wife's saying go, so.
Just sign the will. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea with a few sugars to try and calm myself back down after looking at this.
Story time with Pat. Thanks, Pat.
Story time. Back forward.
Chatting. Oh, needs it. Or was that Pat's on the floor outside. Right, so I'm not going to give you the full build breakdown yet. I've got to kind of keep you wanting more. This car is an absolute work of art, and when I say that, I've got a lot of cool cars, but this thing completely takes the biscuit. It's a full carbon body, genuine Ford RS200 Group B car. Started life as a genuine tub with all genuine parts. There is not a crazier, wilder, faster RS200 in the world. So if you thought RS200s were cool, this one is the ultimate. It really is. Like, it's the lightest, it's the most powerful, it's got the widest tyres, it'll do the fastest 0 to 60 time. It's the one. Obviously I'm biased, I love these cars, I've grown up around them, but you need to appreciate what this actually is. Mechanically it's not there yet. I think it's time, because I want to drive it again. I want you to see it and appreciate it. So we're going to get it put together and take it to Goodwood. Okay, so let's show you the bit that I think you probably want to see. As beautiful as the car looks from the outside, the real impressive bit is the detail behind that. So all the bodywork is carbon, every single panel is carbon, even the roof, even the tub's carbon fibre, which makes the car extremely light, obviously. Obviously the engine's in the rear, radiator's in the front. This is the new radiator cooling package from AliSport. We'll come to that in more detail later, but it's massive, built like a GT car, air in the bumper, air out of the bonnet. Very different to an RS200, much more like a modern GT car. Full space frame front. Again, I'll come to that in more detail. Later, I've got to keep you wanting more. I feel like a tease. Spoiler, carbon fibre. We need to do that thing, carbon fibre, like whatever that, I don't know, there's a video I saw on the internet.
Carbon fibre, carbon fibre, oh, carbon fibre.
The spoiler, which is really important, the reason why Ben had to take the spoiler off is because the spoiler is no longer mounted to the bodywork. The spoiler is mounted to the chassis. So the spoiler has to come off first to allow us to take off the bodywork. What you'll also notice is that we've just unlatched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aero catches, and that is because I never ever want this to fly off again. This flew off because we didn't have enough fixings on it when we went as fast as we did. So what we've already done up to now is we've already added fixings everywhere. So this thing is never ever fallen off. If anything goes wrong, it'll be the very last thing to come off the car. I'll be out of the car before this comes off. Lovely. Again, what's really important to remind you that this weighs nothing. It's literally half the car, and it probably weighs 5 kilos, maybe 10. Like, it weighs nothing. Spoiler weighs nothing. This is probably the biggest difference. This right here, which you can see we never even got around to painting yet, is the chassis mounted spoiler mount. So the rear wing, rear spoiler, bolts onto here. It's got quick latches on, so you just quick release it on and off. But what that means is the downforce that produces is pushed into the chassis through the steel frame and not through the bodywork. What happened to Goodwood before was the bodywork was ripped off purely because the downforce the spoiler produced was pushing the rear clam down, and then the wind got under the front and just ripped it all off. And the rest is history. There's going to be an episode all about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Now we've got the bodywork off, as I've already explained, do not remember where we got to with this project. I don't know what we achieved already, and I don't remember what's left to do. So I'm kind of going to take you for a quick walk around at the same time as I remind myself. We did complete a lot of the chassis fabrication. On this side, repaired the crash damage. So this is the side that was impacted because the wheel came off the car and went into the chassis. So these tubes have all been replaced. Even though the bonnet didn't come off, we added a load more chassis mounts for the bodywork at the front as well. So we've got basically got fasteners everywhere. There's pins everywhere. This could be stood on now. When it's bolted on, it's not bolted on, but I have done it before. No, it's not. Anyway, when that's all tightened up, that is now strong enough for me to stand and jump on. When it's all tightened up, but it's been left loose, so I'm not going to do that again because I might break it. Inside, here you'll see something that actually is very cool, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Now I've seen them. The car's got air jacks. The steering wheel, we just literally, as you saw at the start, threw this on off the other car. This is the Rallycross RS200 steering wheel. But what I am seeing sat on the floor in front of me, which I'm not going to overlook because it's quite impressive, is this is the steering wheel for this RS200. Now that doesn't look very RS200 to you, does it? Because it's not. It is a full custom made carbon fibre, brand new modern GT spec steering wheel, which is going to go with carbon paddle shifts, electric QR. That is like the best of the best stuff. I just reminded myself that there's a complete new wiring loom for this car. I just looked at it and realised there's no wiring in the car. There's no cables anywhere in the car. And that is because we stripped it out and we made a completely new loom with all brand new Cosworth ECU. So it's Cosworth ECU, Cosworth PDM, Cosworth display, there is one somewhere, Cosworth shift light on the steering wheel, as you can see there, Cosworth, that way. That is a work of art for me. To have that in an RS200 is pretty impressive. That's a wonderful little surprise I just saw that was left on the floor in the car.
What do you think of the car?
Sick. You guys start making toes?
Do you want me to do it now then, yeah? Huh?
Sick. And while we're on cool things, this is what I just said about, obviously made by Ali Sport, is the intercooler for the car, which I think is an absolute work of art. They spent a lot of time and a lot of revisions to get it right. I'm going to show you in the next episode, or one of the next episodes, how this all fits on the car and so on, but here is the intercooler. There's one part. Let's go look for some more missing parts. So, next up, more Ali Sport. This is not a paid promotion, just so you know. These guys just make fantastic stuff, so I'm showing you because you should appreciate it. That is an absolute work of art. That is the turbo intake pipe. It's going somewhere, stay tuned if you want to see where it goes, I'll show you later. I mentioned that dashboard. Here we have the Cosworth dash display, the Cosworth PDM, which is an IPS 32, and the brand new whole matter, the Pectel Cosworth MQ12 ECU. There's more to come. So in here is something really, really critical. With all of the electronics and the main wiring harness, all sponsored by HCI, not a paid promotion, because they make the best stuff. So that is all brand new as well, which that's really exciting because an RS200, obviously, as you know, they've already explained, is 38 years old. So this was very necessary. More fancy parts. That is power steering reservoir, because the car still runs hydraulic power steering. This, I think you'll appreciate, is like most modern spec. So it's an Alcon clutch, but triple plate carbon, which gives you the most torque capacity you can possibly have. Brand new for the car. Probably enough parts for today.
There's also that splitter over there.
I just felt, oh yeah, spoiler. Something else we use voltage is this. Carbon fibre, or carbon Kevlar actually from this side. Get the idea. Get the idea. Go on the back of the car like that. Guys, I think I've shown you enough for today. I want to get you interested, but I don't want to give too much away too soon. I really, really want to get this car back together and get it back to Goodwood. We've got unfinished business together. This is episode 1 of the resurrection of this RS200. We're going to bring this thing back to life in its best form ever. We're going to get it stripped back down, we're going to paint it, we're going to rebuild it. It's going to be one crazy process, and we haven't got long left. Goodwood is in a few months' time, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember, like the video, comment below. You've seen today that I do read them. You are the reason why we're making this video, because you told me you wanted to see more RS200 stuff. Hit the notification button so you know when I post. And last but not least, subscribe, because it all helps me bring you this great content in the next one.
There'll be an episode on that.
Welcome to another video. Today, I have no idea what we're doing.
It's definitely a female though, because it's very high maintenance.
You